Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Carrot. The carrot is a root vegetable, usually orange in color, though purple, black, red, white, and yellow cultivars exist. Carrots are a domesticated form of the wild carrot, Daucus carota, native to Europe and southwestern Asia. The plant probably originated in Persia, and originally cultivated for its leaves and seeds. The most commonly eaten part of the plant is the taproot, although the greens are sometimes eaten as well. The domestic carrot has been selectively bred, for its greatly enlarged, more palatable, less woody texture taproot. The carrot is a biennial plant in the umbellifer family Apiaceae. At first, it grows a rosette of leaves while building up the enlarged taproot. Fast-growing cultivars mature within 3 months of sowing the seed, while slower-maturing cultivars are harvested 4 months later. The roots contain high quantities of alpha and beta-carotene, and are a good source of vitamin K and vitamin B6, but the belief that eating carrots improves night vision is a myth put forward by the British in World War II to mislead the enemy about their military capabilities. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization reports that world production of carrots and turnips for the calendar year 2013 was 37.2 million tons. Almost half were grown in China. Carrots are widely used in many cuisines, especially in the preparation of salads, and carrot salads are a tradition in many regional cuisines. Etymology. The word is first recorded in English circa 1530 and was borrowed from Middle French carotte, itself from late Latin carota, from Greek kappa alpha rho omega tau omicron nu carotons, originally from the Indo-European root ker, due to its horn-like shape. In Old English, carrots were not clearly distinguished from parsnips. The two were collectively called moru, or more. Various languages still use the same word for carrot, as they do for root, and more Dutch wortel. History. Both written history and molecular genetic studies indicate that the domestic carrot has a single origin in Central Asia. Its wild ancestors probably originated in Persia, which remains the center of diversity for the wild carrot Daucus carota. A naturally occurring subspecies of the wild carrot was presumably bred selectively over the centuries to reduce bitterness, increase sweetness and minimize the woody core. This process produced the familiar garden vegetable. When they were first cultivated, carrots were grown for their aromatic leaves and seeds rather than the roots. Carrot seeds have been found in Switzerland and southern Germany dating back to 2000–3000 BC. Some close relatives of the carrot are still grown for the leaves and seeds, such as parsley, cilantro, coriander, fennel, dill and cumin. The first mention of the root in classical sources is from the 1st century. The Romans ate a root vegetable called pastinaca, which may have been either the carrot or the closely related parsnip. The plant is depicted and described in the Eastern Roman Juliana-Anisha Codex, a 6th century AD Constantinopolitan copy of the Greek physician Dioscorus's 1st century Pharmacopoeia of Herbs and Medicines, De Materia Medica. 3 different types of carrots are depicted, and the text states that the root can be cooked and eaten. The plant was introduced into Spain by the Moors in the 8th century. In the 10th century, roots from West Asia, India and Europe were purple. The modern carrot originated in Afghanistan at about this time. The 11th century Jewish scholar Simeon Seth describes both red and yellow carrots, as does the 12th century Arab Andalusian agriculturist, Ibn al-Wam. Cultivated carrots appeared in China in the 14th century, and in Japan in the 18th century. Orange-colored carrots appeared in the Netherlands in the 17th century, which has been related to the fact that the Dutch flag at the time included orange. These modern carrots were described by the English antiquary John Aubrey. Carrots were first sown at Beckington in Somersetshire. Some very old man there, in 1668, did remember their first bringing hither. European settlers introduced the carrot to colonial America in the 17th century. Outwardly purple carrots, still orange on the inside, were sold in British stores beginning in 2002. Description: Daucus carota is a biennial plant. In the first year, its rosette of leaves produces large amounts of sugars, which are stored in the taproot, to provide energy for the plant to flower in the second year. Soon after germination, carrot seedlings show a distinct demarcation between taproot and stem. The stem is thicker and lacks lateral roots. At the upper end of the stem is a seed leaf. The first true leaf appears about 10–15 days after germination. Subsequent leaves are alternate, spirally arranged, and pinnately compound, with leaf bases sheathing the stem. As the plant grows, the bases of the seed leaves, near the taproot, are pushed apart. The stem, located just above the ground, is compressed and the internodes are not distinct. When the seed stalk elongates for flowering, the tip of the stem narrows and becomes pointed, and the stem extends upward to become a highly branched inflorescence up to tall. Most of the taproot consists of a pulpy outer cortex and an inner core. High-quality carrots have a large proportion of cortex compared to core. Although a completely xylem-free carrot is not possible, some cultivars have small and deeply pigmented cores. The taproot can appear to lack a core when the color of the cortex and core are similar in intensity. Taproots are typically long and conical, although cylindrical and nearly spherical cultivars are available. The root diameter can range from 2 as much as, at the widest part. The root length ranges from, although most are between. Flower development begins when the flat meristem changes from producing leaves to an uplifted, conical meristem capable of producing stem elongation and a cluster of flowers. The cluster is a compound umbel, and each umbel contains several smaller umbels. The first umbel occurs at the end of the main floral stem. Smaller secondary umbels grow from the main branch, and these further branch into third, fourth, and even later flowering umbels. A large primary umbel can contain up to 50 umbelliferæ, each of which may have as many as 50 flowers. Subsequent umbels have fewer flowers. Individual flowers are small and white, sometimes with a light green or yellow tint. They consist of 5 petals, 5 stamens, and an entire calyx. The stamens usually split and fall off before the stigma becomes receptive to receive pollen. The stamens of the brown, male, sterile flowers degenerate and shrivel before the flower fully opens. In the other type of male sterile flower, the stamens are replaced by petals, and these petals do not fall off. A nectar-containing disc is present on the upper surface of the carpels. Flowers change sex in their development, so the stamens release their pollen before the stigma of the same flower is receptive. The arrangement is centripetal, meaning the oldest flowers are near the edge, and the youngest flowers are in the center. Flowers usually first open at the outer edge of the primary umbel, followed about a week later on the secondary umbels, and then in subsequent weeks in higher-order umbels. The usual flowering period of individual umbels is 7 to 10 days, so a plant can be in the process of flowering for 30–50 days. The distinctive umbels and floral nectaries attract pollinating insects. After fertilization and as seeds develop, the outer umbelliferæ of an umbel bend inward, causing the umbel shape to change from slightly convex or fairly flat to concave, and when cupped it resembles a bird's nest. The fruit that develops is a schizocarp consisting of 2 mericarps. Each mericarp is a true seed. The paired mericarps are easily separated when they are dry. Premature separation before harvest is undesirable, because it can result in seed loss. Mature seeds are flattened on the commissural side that face the septum of the ovary. The flattened side has 5 longitudinal ribs. The bristly hairs that protrude from some ribs are usually removed by abrasion during milling and cleaning. Seeds also contain oil ducts and canals. Seeds vary somewhat in size, ranging from less than 500 to more than 1,000 seeds per gram. The carrot is a diploid species, and has 9 relatively short, uniform-length chromosomes. The genome size is estimated to be 473 megabase pairs, which is 4 times larger than Arabidopsis thaliana, 1/5 the size of the maize genome, and about the same size as the rice genome. Thank you for watching, brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.